Hello, I'm Jackie Fleming from the Customer Success Team. Welcome back to the Argos X Academy. In this video, we're going to look at saved settings, which is available in Argos X version 6.14.0. If there's a data block you run regularly with the same parameters, saved settings lets you capture those choices once and reload them anytime. A saved setting remembers the values you've chosen in dropdowns, list boxes, and edit boxes. Saved settings also sync between Argos X and the Argos client, meaning anything you create in one will appear in the other. You may also see saved settings that were created by other users if they elected to share them. Let's walk through creating a saved setting. I've opened my data block, and on the dashboard, I'm going to select the parameters I'd like to save. I'll choose my values here, just as I would for a normal run. In my AR aging dashboard, let's change cycle to 15 days. Once I have everything the way I want, I'll head up to the Saved Settings menu. You'll find it near the top of your browser window, right next to the Select a Report dropdown. From this menu, I'll click Save Current Settings, and a panel appears on the right side of my screen. Now, I'll give my setting a descriptive name. For this example, I'll use Spring 2016 15-day cycle. The description is optional, but I'd encourage you to add one, especially if you plan to share this setting with others. A little context goes a long way. While we're in this panel, there are two options worth pointing out. Share with others makes the saved setting visible to other people who use this dashboard. And set as default tells the data block to load this specific saved setting at the moment the data block is opened. So instead of starting from a blank dashboard, your go-to parameters are already in place the second it loads. With my name and description in place, I'll go ahead and save. And there's my save setting. From now on, whenever I open this dashboard, I can pick my saved setting from the dropdown in the toolbar, and all my parameters fill in automatically. You may also see settings created by your colleagues here if they've chosen to share them. Let's go ahead and choose our new saved setting from the drop-down menu. While we're in this drop-down, you'll notice the Reset Saved Settings option. Let's say I've loaded my saved setting and then I start exploring, changing a parameter here, adjusting a value there. For example, let's update cycle days to 45 on my dashboard. Now I want to get back to where I started. Rather than entering everything by hand, I'll just open up the Save Settings menu and click Reset Saved Settings. This reloads the saved setting that's currently checked in the dropdown, and any changes I made after loading it originally are discarded. So reset will always bring you back to your saved starting point. Now, what if you need to make a change to your saved setting? Open up the Saved Settings menu, find your setting in the list, and click the three dots to the right of its name. You'll see two options, Edit and Delete. One thing to know here is that you can modify your own saved setting, but you can't modify settings that have been shared with you. If a colleague's shared setting is close to what you need, but not quite, just apply the setting, adjust the parameters, and save it as your own new setting. You may delete a saved setting by clicking delete, but note that because saved settings sync between Argos X and the Argos client, deleting a setting removes it from both places. So just double check before you delete. Selecting Edit opens the Edit Settings panel on the right side of your browser window. Here, you can update the name or description or change the sharing and default options. Make your changes. In this example, I'll adjust my description. Click Update, and you're all set. Finally, let's say you want to change the parameters themselves, not just the name. The way you do this is to start by loading the saved setting you'd like to update. Pick it from the dropdown, and all of its current parameters fill in on the dashboard. Your selected saved settings will have a check mark next to it. Now make your changes to the parameters right there on the dashboard, adjusting just the parameters that need updating. In our example, let's change the as of date to May 1st. Then head to the Saved Settings menu, click the three dots next to your setting, and choose Edit. In the Edit Settings panel, make necessary updates to the name and description to match your updates. In our example, we will add the new May 1 date in both the name and description. Check Overwrite Saved Settings and click Update. Your saved setting now reflects the new parameters, and you didn't have to rebuild anything from scratch. Before we wrap up, here's the distinction to remember. Editing a saved setting changes the metadata only, the name, description, sharing, and default options. Overwrite changes the metadata and the selected parameter values. Interested in learning more about saved settings or seeing additional examples? Contact our customer success team at engagement@evisions.com and we'll be happy to help. Thank you for joining us for the Argos X Academy. We hope these lessons help you get the most from your Argos X experience. As Argos X continues to evolve, we'll be adding new Academy videos covering the latest features, enhancements, and best practices. Be sure to check back regularly for new lessons, and thank you for watching.